the autograph sessions will be getting out of the race just now actually in the garages. So head down the walkway, see rather rammed at this moment in time, people trying to get down onto the ramp there. There's a bit of space on that ramp to allow people pass to get down into the garages.
We've gone anti-clockwise round the hairpin. There's a couple of chicanes then, one positioned next to the triangle and another just before you enter what is a split in the road. You'll separate you into the same pair of chicanes that we saw on stages 1 and 2. I spotted that just as we saw the first one actually, the wipers were on there. So as he comes across on he's signaling that everything looks A-OK with those. He draws off the pit lane. Then it's down into another one of these chicanes. This one is particularly difficult because it drops you down the hill. It's got to get across the beautiful. Keep an eye on that, particularly the juniors that we're about to see onto the stage first of all, because of course front wheel drive, if the road falls away, they will encounter quite a bit of understeer that they'll have to combat, possibly with the registration stock spotted earlier through the chicane once more, and this time it'll be different, won't it? Because he's got the same start to the lap to navigate, but in turn he'll split off rather than going into the rally crossroad.
Yes, absolutely. A split off issues on the entrance to the park corner. So you'll head to the right hand side rather than on the rallycross circuit.
Podium on debut in the Park Rally Championship in the 1994, where his first victory actually at the Acropolis Rally. And down the hill, watch for those tyres. Back in 2022, we saw a few cars getting a bit leery at the left-hander, which then brings you down towards the lowest point once again in the off-road section, and you'll take the earlier of the two weaves up the hill, around the hairpin, of which the Impreza was a little bit wide, but spinning up the rears and indeed the fronts there to make sure that you navigate each and every one of these twisty turns. And for a moment,
just about to come back into view behind the trees.
there's a fantastic bit of course behind those trees that if you do the rally experience here in Knockhill, you get the chance to experience. You're absolutely flat out towards a tree and then you understeer around it. In turn, Alistair Mcrae levels out on the hill just for a moment on that ridge he was using earlier on, down along where previously the stage end was, but now comes back towards us off camber. Again, tricky 22, this caused a lot of accidents and there appears to be a lot of muck on the outside if you get just a little wide, as Mcrae did for a moment there. Levels out at the bottom of the hill and towards the stage end. You can see there the boards that mark where you are supposed to slow down, assuming the adrenaline hasn't got too much. Note that the actual stage end is quite close to that left-hander at the bottom of the hill, something that in the previous edition of the Mcrae Rally Challenge we saw somebody go straight through one of the times outside bollards. I noticed there's some more substantial barriers there this time around to make sure everybody's safe and sound.
Yes, absolutely. So, cars on track, that's William Patterson in the 101 and Andrew Blackwood in the Skoda making their way out on their start of stage 3.
We'll see how they get on, as we say. William Patterson in particular with an awful lot to try and gain now.